Hey guys, it is me, Kisame Unlimited, and today I'm here to bring to you guys a deck profile, but not just any deck profile, my Constella Tellarknight deck that I haven't featured on this channel in like God knows how long, so I know that you guys are probably very curious to see what I got. You know, how my deck has changed over the years. So let's kick off the intro and then we will get into this deck profile because obviously I'm an XYZ master, not no fusion master. I don't know what the fuck that is. So before I get into this beautiful deck profile, I'm going to change the screen. I will show it where I place it down nicely on my mat. And then I will also be showcasing some duels with the deck so you guys see what I've been up to with it. Because most times I feel like I've ever seen Tellarknights and Constellars, it's always been either using the turn skip, which is not my style, or using the scythe lock when we used to have it. And that I did try. Really wasn't for me. I'm a very, like, upfront kind of player, and I kind of like beating you down, but not really cutting you off. So, don't get me wrong, I like me my negates, though. That is in here. Don't worry about that. All right, so starting off with the deck profile, this deck has changed a lot throughout the years, you know, obviously, because of the new Tellarknight support, like, you know, obviously I run the Tellarknights now, you know, I have a couple of Constellas still in the deck, so, you know, let's see how this looks now. So now I've run 3 copies of Deneb. Deneb's the searcher, the Stratos of the deck, and gets the deck moving. Then we run 3 copies of Lauren. Lauren pretty much searches Skybridge and also keeps the deck moving and keeping it consistency and helps span the board. Then we run 2 copies of Yuka Nukali. I can't say her name, so that's the best I got. So she pretty much dumps Alti into the graveyard, which is my disruptor for my opponent during next turn. So I run her. Then, right after that, we got the 2 copies of Alti. I see a lot of people where they only use just 1 copy. I personally like running 2 because you never know if you're facing someone with Bestials or anything that could, like, remove it, like TD Crow. And for me, it's like, I rather have the second option just in case. And if I draw it, it's not the worst thing in the world either. Then I run 2 Constella Caduceuses. He's still great because he can search out Tellarknight. If he's used as a material, like for a Constella card, you know, anything that he attacks, like, you know, well, the XYZ attacks, like he can banish it as long as it's a light or a dark monster, which pretty much a majority of the decks that you'll face will pretty much be that. So, and to be fair, that effect alone has gotten over so many cards by my opponent just obviously not knowing what these fucking cards do. So that's always been a pro on my part. So now I play 2 Vegas. Vega, I personally wouldn't mind cutting down to 1. I wouldn't mind, but for right now, I'm keeping her at 2. I don't mind her. She does pretty much everything I need for the extra summon. So I just wish she was more like Pollux, whereas it was basically like, here's your additional summon without having to resolve an effect. So it wouldn't be able to be like effect veilered. So, but that's just a preference. I run 2 Sharatans, which is the only OG Constella that's still in the deck, unfortunately. I wish that wasn't the case, but at least I have somebody in here from the good old days. So Sharatan pretty much is the searcher, searching out Caduceus, which, you know, you just saw. And he helps just, you know, I pitch him a lot of the time with the XYZ Caduceus, so now we got my final Tellarknight within the deck, which is Altair. Altair, I personally am not the hugest fan of. I don't really like this card that much because I don't like the restriction on battle. If he didn't have that, I would probably play him at 2 or 3 like most people do. But as long as he had that effect, I was like, he's lucky I even play him at all. Then we have Ascension Sage, you know, obviously to spam the board and to search up a good old rank spell in this deck. Then I have 2 Psyche Thomas. Psyche Thomas is just useful to have, especially for a rank 4 toolbox deck, which this is. So it's always good to have. Then I run my Pegasus, which is from my Utopia Ray. That's also in this deck. Then I play, for my hand trap lineup, I play Effect Veiler, I play 2 Ash Blossoms, and I play 2 Nibiru's. Nibiru is most likely going to be cut soon because I'm probably going to switch it for Droll and Lockbird. But the main reason why I run these is because it all goes in great synergy with a certain spell card I have called Small World, which is right after these bad boys. So then I run my 2 Small Worlds, which a lot of the time I either pitch a hand trap like Effect Veiler or Sheraton if it's in my deck still, and I pretty much pitch it to have my combos still be extended, because if I didn't open with a hand trap, I don't really probably need it in my deck anymore. So that's how I look at it. Then I run 2 Tellarknights. I could easily recycle it. That's why I only play it at 2. Same thing goes with Skybridge. I'm happy just to have the 2 of them in my deck. I don't think I need any more or any less. Then comes down to my reinforcements of the army. Look at that beautiful Hobby League. That shit looks gorgeous. And then the 2 bricks of my deck, Hyper Rank and Double or Nothing. Like, these cards are fantastic. I just hope for the most time that I don't end up drawing them, because if I draw them, I'm kind of fucked. But for the most part, as long as I don't open with them, I'm in pretty good standings. And then finally, I run 3 Infinite Imperiums. Like, I personally think that this card is starting to be a little dated for me, because a lot of the time, a lot of these decks these days could easily chain around shit, and if I'm just going to get chained around, it's just going to end up, like, not resolving, and I ended up pitching Infinite for no reason. So that might change in the future, but for the most part, this is my deck. This is what my deck has been up to, and now we're going to kick it into the extra deck, and we're going to go from there. We don't got no links, no fusions, no outside bullshit. It's just XYZ from an XYZ master. So now let's go on. We got Zeus. Got the king of XYZ right here. We got Dragnar. You know, obviously that, you know, little rank up shit had a point, and that's where it goes. And then I also summon nice number 38 off Mr. Dragnar right over here, which I also appreciate. Same thing goes with Ray. I have the ability to play Dragnar's effect twice, which these are my 2 bad boys I like to summon. Then I run Constella Diamond, which is a great floodgate on my opponent's turn. Pretty much can't recycle anything, can't mill nothing. And if you want to do any kind of XYZ, you know, shenanigan shit, you know, it's not going to work, because I'm the XYZ master, not you, and all those dark monsters are going to get their effects fucking negated. Then we got my favorite card in the whole deck, Mr. Pleiades himself. We got Utopia Prime, Utopia Basic, and then we got my 2 XYZ Caduceuses. This card has made this deck so much better, and I love this card to death. The Utopic Sage to bring out that Ascended Sage from my deck. We got that Gagaga Magician, and that Gagaga Magician is obviously from my Utopia Future and my Draco Future. And then finally, my Utopia Double to obviously make those bricks not so bricky. So that is pretty much my deck. You know, a lot has changed, but honestly, I think this deck does extremely well. But you know what? Seeing is believing. So obviously, from here on out, I'm going to show you some duels, so you get to see my deck pop off in action. All right, let's go. all about the combos with this deck that make the deck shine like a star. So for me, it's like, this deck has been extremely combo heavy for me, which has always been my play style. I really enjoy using the deck. It's like, you'll see in these duels what my deck is capable of. And for me, it's like, I've been playing this deck for like 10 plus years, changing it with the times, and I feel like I am very proud of it. It is probably one of the most casual decks I use, and it's obviously like, it does extremely well. And that to me makes me the most happy, because I feel like if I could use something that's pretty much shit to most people and make it special and make it do extremely well, that was always something I enjoyed. Like, this deck has been by my side through it all, so I kind of feel like seeing the deck, even though it can't beat everything, I have a very good lineup with it where I feel very proud of it, and I feel like, you know what, for the few wins that it gets against really high tier decks, those shits mean the most to me. Like, I love that. All right, so thank you guys for watching. You know, you could comment on my deck profile, and then you will see me in a video on next Tuesday where I'm still thinking about what segments I want to do. But, you know, you can always leave that in the comments. I'm very open-minded, so, you know, keep me posted on what you want to see. And you'll see our joint video with me and Spidey for this Saturday. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Please like the video. I'd appreciate it. And check out our two previous videos. Bye-bye. We'll be right back.